My Uber driver turned around and asked, "Weren't you on the news last night for winning the lottery?" My blood went cold. "I think you have me confused with someone else," I said, gripping my phone tighter. The driver, a middle-aged guy named Frank according to the app, adjusted his rearview mirror to get a better look at me. No, I'm sure it's you. They showed your face when you claimed that 50 million jackpot. Said you're a nurse at Memorial Hospital. Rebecca Lawson, right? My mouth went dry. I had won. But the lottery commission wasn't announcing it until Monday. The only people who knew were my lawyer and the lottery office staff who'd sworn confidentiality. You must be mistaken, I said again, but my voice cracked. Frank pulled over to the shoulder suddenly, making my heart slam against my ribs. "Look, I'm not trying to scare you," he said, turning fully around now. "But if it was on the news last night and you don't know about it, something's really wrong. My wife and I watched it together. Channel 4, the 10 o'clock segment. They had your photo and everything." I fumbled with my phone, searching for Channel 4's website with shaking fingers. Nothing about lottery winners. "What exactly did they say?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. Frank scratched his beard. "That Rebecca Lawson, a nurse from Memorial, had claimed the recent Mega Millions jackpot. They showed your staff photo from the hospital website. Said you were planning to quit your job and travel the world. The problem was, I had been planning exactly that. I told no one except my lawyer those exact plans. They interviewed your coworker too," Frank continued. "Some doctor said you deserved it after all your hard work." I felt nauseous. "Can you take me to Memorial Hospital instead? I need to check something." Frank nodded and pulled back into traffic. "Sure thing. Hey, congrats by the way. Just be careful. Lottery winners, they become targets, you know?" I knew. That's why I'd hired a lawyer. Planned to claim it through an LLC. Wanted to stay anonymous, but somehow someone had leaked everything. My phone rang. Unknown number. Against my better judgment, I answered. "Miss Lawson, this is Detective Riley from the Richmond PD. We need to talk about your lottery ticket. Can you come to the station immediately?" My hands were trembling now. What's going on? How does everyone know about this? There was a pause. "Ma'am, what do you mean everyone knows? This is a confidential investigation. My Uber driver just told me it was on the news last night." Silence. Then, "Miss Lawson, there was no news report. Where are you right now?" I looked at Frank, who was watching me in the mirror with an expression I couldn't read. "I'm in an Uber heading to Memorial Hospital. What's the license plate number?" I craned my neck to look for the Uber sticker, comparing it to my app. The numbers didn't match. This wasn't my Uber. Frank must have heard something in my breathing because he spoke calmly. "Rebecca, I'm actually Detective Frank Morrison. We've been tracking a group that targets lottery winners before their wins go public. Someone at the lottery office is selling information." My mind reeled. "So there was no news report?" "No. But the man you were supposed to meet, who knew about your win, he's done this before. Gets the info, kidnaps winners before they can claim their prize, forces them to sign the ticket over. We needed to intercept you before you got in his car." I looked out the window and saw we were pulling into the police station, not the hospital. "The real Uber driver?" I asked weakly. "Safe. We pulled him over 2 blocks from your apartment." Inside the station, Detective Riley explained everything. A lottery employee named David Huang had been selling winner information to a crime ring. They'd track winners, learn their routines, and strike before the official announcement. 3 people had already lost their winnings this way, too afraid or embarrassed to come forward initially. "How did you know about me?" I asked, still shaking. "Huang tried to sell your information yesterday, but this time he contacted an undercover officer by mistake. They showed me photos of the man who'd been waiting in a car identical to my Uber outside my apartment building. Richard Kraft, multiple arrests for fraud and extortion. In his car, they'd found zip ties, a gun, and fake lottery claim forms." "You still have your ticket?" Detective Riley asked. I nodded, touching my bra where I'd hidden it. "Good. We're going to escort you to claim it properly, and Huang is already in custody." The next Monday, I claimed my prize with 2 detectives by my side. The lottery commission was horrified by the breach and offered to let me claim it completely anonymously due to the circumstances. No press conference, no photo, nothing. I took the lump sum, set up my trusts, and quietly resigned from the hospital. Frank Morrison checked in occasionally, making sure no one else was bothering me about the money. 6 months later, I was sitting in a cafe in Barcelona when I saw the news. Lottery insider sentenced to 15 years for selling winner information. David Huang and 5 accomplices, including Richard Kraft, had been convicted. 3 victims had testified about losing their winnings to the scheme, but my name never appeared in any of the coverage. I was listed only as victim 4, whose winning was protected by law enforcement intervention. I raised my coffee to Frank Morrison, wherever he was. The fake Uber ride that saved my fortune and possibly my life. Now whenever I take an Uber, I double check the license plate, the driver's photo, everything.